The first thing is, what is it to soar? To soar means to fly upward. It means to fly to great heights. It means to rise and to ascend to a great height. To soar also means to rise or to aspire to a higher or a more exalted level. That's what it means to soar. And so we use eagle because that's what the eagle does. It soars. Not only does it do that, it flies to a height no other bird can fly, which tells us that the eagle amongst whether men, whether animal kingdom, whatever, nobody flies higher than the eagle. And so saying soaring as an eagle means that we will get to the height that no other person can get to. And so that's what the word is for us for this year. So it's a prophetic word. And I'm believing that for each and every one of us, we will key into it, because we are just not saying it to get us excited. We are saying it because that's what the Lord laid upon our hearts to tell you. And when we say soaring like an eagle, there are different aspects of the eagle which it is important for us to understand, because there is no point in saying soaring as an eagle, but you don't really know what an eagle is. And so we will be talking about the eagle in the next couple of weeks to set the stage for us to be able to have an understanding and identify with this prophetic word. One of the things about the eagle which we say to us is that eagles flock together. They don't flock with other birds. And with that, maybe next Sunday we will talk a little bit about that. Because what it simply means is that this year you've got to check the circle of your friends and see whether they are eagles. You understand? You've got to look at what are the qualities of these people? Where are they going? These people I'm hanging out with. Are they going to great heights? Or they want to continue to be at the low level? They want to continue to have a chicken mentality. And like I've told us, eat chicken this year, but don't hang out with chicken. Amen. And that's very important. And so we want to look at the different things about the eagle and what makes the eagle to be this bird that is appreciated, and that this bird that people talk about a lot. So one of it is they don't flock with other things. One of it also, which I talked about, I think on the 31st, is the strength of the eagle. So we're going to talk about that also, not today. We're going to talk about the strength. That even God said I think in Exodus, that the children of Israel, he says, I brought you out on eagle's wings. And I think I said this on the 31st, that statement says two things. Number one, it tells us of the strength of the eagle. And also it tells us of the height that God says, I brought you out of. That is, what I mean by that is the height that I placed you upon. And, but like I said, we will talk about that another time. But today, one of the things I want to talk about and focus on is the eye of the eagle. The eyes of the eagle. The eagle's eye is one of the strongest in the whole of the animal kingdom, maybe in the whole of mankind. The eyesight is estimated to be 4 to 8 times better than the eyes of a human being. An eagle is said to be able to spot its prey about 3 kilometers away in clear colors. They said the average eye has about 5 colors in which they see things. But the eagle sees at least 7 times, 7 colors at the same time. It can see its prey, even in the dark, it can see its prey, no matter how far away it is. And that's significant. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. So there is something about the eagle eye that is very, very important that we cannot ignore. It's sharp-sighted, and is, you know, when we say that somebody is eagle-eyed, it means that he can pick out things easily. Why is this important as we go on today? Once the eagle sees what his prey is, he focuses on it, which tells us about focus also. And no matter the height where he is, he comes down at one of the highest speed. You know, I think it is said that the only bird that is faster than the eagle is the falcon. He comes at a great speed, gets what he wants, and then leaves. Which tells us also that as we go on this year, we've got to focus on some certain things that God is going to lay upon our hearts. And that sluggishness is not going to be part of our lives this year and even going further. I'm going somewhere, trust me. So eagles, they have a great vision. Their eyes are specifically designed for long distance. It is not only about focus, but the eagle's eyes does not only focus, there is what you call clarity with it. It's very clear about where and what he wants. So it tells us also that clarity must be one of the things we should aspire for this year. Clarity of what we want to do with our lives. The eagle also, the way he sees what you call a 360 view of things. When you say something is a 360 view, it means it sees the totality, every side of it. And 360 view is always from the top, because there you can see all around. Most of the time, we don't see a 360 view of things. Why is this important? That we've got to look at the things from the 360 view, from all directions, before we make our decision on what we want to do. The question I want to ask as I go on is, how is your sight? You know, many people who wear glasses normally goes to the optician, at least expected to go to the optician about once a year to check the state of their sight. I think we also need to regularly check our spiritual sight. So maybe your physical eyes is okay. The question for you, the question for me is, how is our spiritual sight? Sight is a function of the eyes, while vision is the function of the heart. I'm talking this morning to us about vision. Sight is a function of the eyes. Vision is the function of the heart. Vision is seeing future before it comes to being. Vision is seeing your future before it comes into being. Vision is the ability to see farther than your eyes can look. And one of the strengths of the eagle is his vision. It is vision that makes the unseen visible and the unknown to be possible. Many people step into the year without a vision for their lives. And Proverbs simply tells us that where there is no vision, the people perish. Another translation says, where there is no revelation, the people waste away. When they don't have a revelation, they waste away. There is a story of Walt Disney. And Walt Disney, we all go to Disneyland. When Walt Disney was going to be opened, that is Disneyland, sorry, was going to be opened, Walt Disney had died before the completion of it. And so one of the people who got up there and said something, and this is very important. He said, unfortunately, Walt Disney is not alive today to see what this day is like. That's, it's like, what a pity. With all these great things the man did, he died before the actualization of it. But the wife got up after and said, that will not be a statement that is true. He said, my husband saw this before he died. So he envisioned what we see today. Hence, he put it down to paper. Hence, he started to build it. That is what vision is. The ability to see it before it comes to being. Let me go on to tell you this, that you are perfect for your vision. The vision God has given you, he has equipped you for it. You have to improve yourself and be the best that you can. You've got to improve yourself and be the best that you can. Exodus 31 verse 2. It's a passage some of us know, but let's look at something here. I'm going somewhere this morning, trust me. You have no idea where I'm going, but follow me. Listen to what he said. He said, see, I have called by name Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. This is the Lord speaking. And I have filled him with the Spirit of God, in wisdom, in understanding, in knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship. The way God speaks about Bezalel is the same way each and every one of us, God has equipped us for whatever vision that he has given unto us. God has given you the personality for what he has called you for. Be yourself. Be happy with who you are. And please, don't look down on yourself. Don't try to be any other person, because you alone can be the best that you can be. It's a year of the eagle. It's not a year to try to be like any other bird. You can't see the vulture eat dead meat and you say, I wish I could do that. You're not vulture. You can see the chicken eat corn and say, I wish I want to eat corn. No, you are not chicken. You must know who you are, and you've got to stay in your lane. This is not the season to hate yourself, but it's a season to be proud of who you are. I like something somebody said, and because it applies to me. It says, God might have given you a bigger nose strip, because I have a big nose strip. You understand? It says, God might have given you a bigger nose strip because God knows you need more oxygen for your lungs. So don't be ashamed of your big nose strip, because God just knows who you are. And so that's why the Bible says that we are wonderfully and fearfully made. Please, it's not a season for you to hate yourself. It's not a season for you to want to be another bird. Be yourself. Vision requires action. Vision requires action. Without actions, your visions are just dreams. It's just castle in the air. And no one lives in the castle in the air. You've got to take action and the ability to see the steps from where you are to where you are going, so that you can make it a reality. So God must have shown you what your life will be like. And I'm going to talk about this as we go on, because people say, oh, I don't know what vision. There are visions that God gives to us in form of revelation. There are visions that when you have not gotten any revelation, you've got to set for yourself also of where you want to be. And I'm going to talk about the difference between that and an ambition. This is our year of doing. I've said this to us, it's our year of action. Not in our strength, but depending upon God. And you've got to step out in faith. You might say, I've had this before, but you have to do something about it to change your situation, to get better. I've said this to us. You might say, oh, but I'm doing okay, but you can always do better. You're not the best that you can be. You don't have money like the Apple company. Because the other day they said Apple company wants to bring in $200 billion. I started to think, how do people count that kind of money? So you're not the best yet. That's one man's imagination of saying, I'm going to make sure that everybody will love to have what I will produce. And so you find out during winter, people are queuing up to buy an iPhone. I don't even know why people use iPhone anyway, but that's not, they're queuing just to buy an iPhone. When there is a Samsung. Because by strength, no man shall prevail. So you're not doing it in your own strength. Visions say what you see. That's what vision does. It says what you see. Purpose says, why do you? Meanwhile, we have goals. What goal says is, how do I get there? So you have a vision, but goals every year says, how do I get to this vision that I have? So this year, before you set your goals, the first thing you've got to have is what? A vision. So you set your goals to be able to achieve your vision. And every year, that's what you do. So it's goals you have this year. But are these goals in line with the vision for your life? Where you see yourself in the next 10 years? Where you see yourself in the next 20 years? Your future is not ahead of you. Rather, your future lies within you. Because you have to be executing your vision from inside of you. The decision you take and act on today is what will create your tomorrow. What's the action you take today is what creates your tomorrow. Your vision determines your destiny. Your vision determines your destiny. In Numbers 13:33, or Numbers 13 generally, you find out that the children of Israel, they decided to go and spy the land. They went to spy the land, 12 of them. 10 of them came back with a bad report. 2 of them said, we don't believe this report. The 10 who said, this is what we saw. This is the vision that we saw in the place. It's not a place that we would like to have. So what they saw was a land that eats its people. But then Joshua and Caleb, they said, no, these people are bread for us. So it tells me that what you see determines your future and your destiny. So you find out that Joshua and Caleb, they got to that land. It decided their destiny. So it is important that your vision, what you see, is going to decide your destiny. They said we are like, in our own eyes, grasshoppers. Vision is the key to your future. You can't have what you have not envisioned. You can't have what you have not envisioned, because when it shows up, you don't even know it. But what it should be to you is deja vu. I've seen this before. Why? Because God has revealed it to you. And so we'll look at the story of Joseph. When Joseph sat down there in that palace, and his brothers were bowing down for him. For him, he has seen this before in a dream and in a vision. God has showed it to him before. And so those people doing that did not come to him as a surprise. The question is that, what has God shown you about your future? Vision also means the beginning of a thing with an end in mind. Vision also means the beginning of something with an end in mind. You have seen the end, now you are starting from it. So you are working towards what you have seen. So vision also means the beginning of an end. So, you've seen the end. What do? You start to work with your goals, with different things towards what you have seen before. Vision is not the same as ambition. Ambition is an earnest desire for some type of achievement or power. I'm going to say this again. Ambition is an earnest desire for some type of achievement or power, honor, fame, and wealth, and the willingness to strive for its attainment. I want to say that again. Ambition is not vision. Ambition is an earnest desire for some type of achievement or power or fame or wealth, and the willingness to strive for its attainment. For you to attain it, you strive for it. But vision is the power to anticipate that which will or may come to be. An experience in which a thing or event happens vividly to you, that is so real and is credible to the mind, although actually not present, most of the time under the influence of a divine inspiration. So it's different from ambition, because ambition is your own, striving for it. So vision is not the same as ambition. While ambition is man's desire to become what he wants to become in life, vision is what God created for him to become. Vision is what God designed you to become. Ambition is your own personal agenda, wanting to be. But it's not that ambition is bad. The only meeting point of the two is where the will of man is lost in the will of God. So your ambition must be lost in what God has for you and God has designed you to be. Vision, of course, is far higher than ambition. To become really successful in life, your vision must become your ambition. To become successful, your vision must become your ambition. Solomon wrote that where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there is no revelation, the people cast off restraint. Meaning, they don't know what they are doing. Because when you don't have a vision, you just do whatever comes to you. Vision benefits people, and vision benefits the society. Ambition benefits only you. Vision, when God gives you a vision, is always for a greater goal. It's always greater than you. And I say this to people, once you can execute your vision by yourself, it's not vision, it's an ambition. Because your vision must always be bigger than you, and it must benefit other people. Your vision cannot be yourself, your wife or your husband and your children alone. That's no vision. That's just an ambition of what you want to achieve. When God gives a man a vision, when he gave Joseph a vision, the vision was very clear. He brought not only his family, he helped a whole nation from collapsing and brought the children of Israel into abundance. When God called put the burden of a vision on Nehemiah, it was not for his own benefit alone. It was for the benefit of the community. How you know your vision is from God is when it is not only about you. It's for a greater goal, a greater purpose, and it will benefit a lot of people are going to benefit from it. When it's you and you by yourself, me, myself, and I, that's just an ambition. And you can go ahead and do your own ambition. That's why I started to tell us that God has fashioned you for the vision that he has given to you. And so God had fashioned Joseph for that. He has fashioned Nehemiah and all the different peoples in the Bible for what he has given unto them to achieve. Ambition benefits the individual, like I said. I'm going somewhere. The word vision is translated chazon. It is not a reference to ability to see the future. It refers to the will and the purpose of God being made known by inspired guidance. That's what it is. Vision is an inspired spiritual guidance that God gives. Jesus Christ had a clear vision of what his mission was. As a result, his life had a purpose. His life had a meaning and had a fulfillment in that he achieved his mission here on earth. A man without a clear vision for their lives, they live a loose life. But a man with a vision, his life is very narrow. Please follow me. I'm taking the next one. Because there is something about vision. Vision simplifies life. Vision, it simplifies your life. When you capture a vision, it simplifies your life because vision controls from then on all your choices. Please don't forget that. When you capture a vision, it simplifies your life. Because from then on, it controls all your choices. Once you know where you are going, you know the roads that won't take you there. Once you know where you're going, you will know the roads that are not going to take you there. When you know what to do, you automatically know what you shouldn't do. When you know what to do, you automatically know what you shouldn't do. Vision defines what to do in life. That's why we must get our vision right. Vision shows you your destination. That's what vision does. It shows you where you're going. It shows you your destination because you have seen it. God has shown it to you. Maybe you can say, oh, God has not shown me anything, but there is an impression upon your heart of what your life should be like. And so you have envisaged, you have envisioned what it will be like. And so it simplifies your life. And I'm going to go deeper into this. Vision defines what to do in life. Vision shows you your destination. Your destiny dictates your decisions. So the decisions you will start to make will be according to your vision. If someone offers you something that is not in line with your vision, it is easy for you to say no. Why? Because it's not in line with your vision. This is very important. Because vision dictates a lot of things and the choices of life you will start to make. Those who have discovered their vision, they live a life that is stress-free. I'm going to take that again. Those who have discovered their vision, they live a life that is stress-free because they are not trying to do everything. Many people are trying to do everything. And I want to tell you, if you are over 40 and you are still not clear of your vision, it is not a good thing. Because when you are over 40, they say 70 is our years. You have passed the half. And so it's important for you to have a clear vision. If you don't have one, ask God for it. And if you are not receiving anything, have a vision for yourself of what you want your life to be. When you are 60, when you are 70, and if God wills, when you are 80. Stress is when you don't know what to do. When you don't know what to do, you're trying to do everything. Vision makes us to have what I call intentional living. Are the things you have done in the last year, were they necessary for your life and for your vision? Look at your choices in the past 1 year. The things you have done, were they necessary? 1 Corinthians, I think verse 13 says that I have choices, I'm paraphrasing, of what to do. Everything is not expedient for me. There are many choices. Like it says, all things are lawful, but all things are not what? Helpful. All things are lawful to me, but I will not be brought under the power of any of them. So all things are lawful, but I'm not going to get myself into everything. You have to know your destination. And the reason is that because you're not getting younger, you can continue to waste time. Don't let this year be wasted again. There are people in your life that are not just necessary. They're just people in your life. They're just not necessary. Some of you have what I call a wrong company. Don't forget, when you see an eagle flying, it's flying with another eagle. What company do you keep? Companies of people who party together, you hang out together. These people, are they distraction to you? You've got to ask yourself that question. You know, one of the things they say is that if you are the smartest people, you are the smartest person in your group, it's time to change the group because they can help you again. Everything you do should be motivated by your vision. Everything you do should be motivated by your vision. Because vision helps you to identify yourself before the whole world. That's what vision will do for you. It will help you to identify yourself before the whole world. That's where people will be looking for you. I like something Miles Morrow said, which inspired a lot of these things. He says, do not seek success, but seek to become somebody of value. Make yourself valuable and people will look for you. They will not only look for you, they will pay for you to see you. So instead of seeking success, seek to become somebody of value. And when you're somebody of value, people will come to look for you. And this is in every area of life. Every area of life. Do whatever you're doing. See yourself. Like I tell people, let's assume that you sew clothes. Do you envision that someday your clothing line will be at Macy's or Nordstrom? That's vision. Or do you just say, I will continue to sew for my friends? Vision is what lets you say, I will be the best that I can be. So one day I am sewing in this garage, but someday my clothing line will be in Macy's or Nordstrom or whatever any of these big shops are. That's what vision is. I'm doing here today, but someday I will be doing here for the people in Hollywood who will pay me thousands. I'm doing makeup. I'll become a major makeup artist. That's the thing. I organize programs. One day I'm going to organize a program for the whole city. That's what I'm talking about. So no matter the area of your life, what you want to seek, become somebody of value. Then people will come to look for you. How do you become somebody of value? Look at whatever you're doing. Put excellence to it. Don't no sloppiness. No, just let's do this thing. No. Become somebody of value. Then you find out that success will follow you. Make yourself valuable. I want to ask all of us this question, including myself. If someone had to think something that reminded them of you, what would that be? If somebody thinks about you, what would they think about that will attract them to come and look for you? If somebody thought about you, what would they think about you? The problem is that they don't think about you at all. They don't even think about you, because when they think about you, it's rubbish they think about. It's not the best that they think about. What's your vision for your life? The eagle, his vision is clear. Clarity of it. There should be clarity of your vision. People should be able to ask you, and you should be able to tell people what is the vision for your life. Whatever trade, whatever business, whatever you are in, you should be able to articulate what your vision is. On anything that you are doing, whatever you have laid your hands on, be able to. If you don't, please, this is the month of January, start to ask God to show you where you belong, where you are supposed to go. That's what you should be asking God this year. As you go for the prayer retreat, ask God. As you pray, ask God. Will you? You've got to ask yourself this question. This year, when people think about you, let it be of something good and great. Let people start to talk about you the way we talk about Ralph Lauren clothes. They talk about Tommy Hilfiger. Why can't they talk about you? These are human beings' names. They are not dead people. These are human beings. Oh, sorry, they're not fake names. But they produce something that everybody is seeking. We want to wear their logo. You also decide that people will wear your logo. I have a nephew, my sister, Dolly's son, his second son. He produces shoes, bags, and all of those things. And his company is called TT Dark, D-A-L-K. That's the name of his company. And he has the shape of his head is his logo. I was very intrigued by him because he started to do this thing as a student in college. Started to do very affordable slippers and sandals for students. And he focused on students in the university who could afford it. And he started to do it. One way or the other, the wife his wife said when he first met him, and he said that he was TT Dark, he said, you? Because it doesn't look like the thing. Because the wife has seen people in her own college, she was in another college, wearing that product. He started very small. But today, a lot of people know him in his generation. And it tells me something that, he moved what he was doing. And I think the truth is that I believe that he got this from my elder sister, because my sister was a fine artist. That's what she studied. So she got this kind of thing, and she was a complete businesswoman. So he got this idea, or this gift, sorry. I believe he got it from my sister. I just want to say something good about my sister anyway. So because, the dad is a medical doctor, so he's not into that area. So the only person we can give that credit to would be my sister. But anyway, he started to move up what he was doing. Many years ago, he was here with us. He came for a holiday. And he shared a clear vision of what he wanted to do. He said, I want young people to be able to wear my product. I want it to be affordable. I want it to be attractive and to be something that the young people will like to wear. He studied the people in his generation. I was in a store about a couple of weeks ago. I was amazed when I got into his store in Lagos that the belt had the shape of his head. Everything. He started doing cufflinks. He's doing everything. Bags. So what he has done is this kind of thing I'm saying that Ralph Lauren and all of those people are doing. So I'm seeing somebody who grew up in front of me achieve this kind of success. But I'm not surprised because he shared this vision many years ago, and he was clear about his vision. He makes the thing in his dad's house, in his dad's garage. You understand? That's where his factory is. And he goes to China, looks at whatever they're doing. He got the logo from China, puts the logo upon whatever he's doing. Now, a lot of people are getting to know him. You also can have a vision of what you want your life to be. Without a vision, people waste away. If you're an IT person, can you be the best? And I said this on the 31st. Can you ask God to give you an idea that will prosper you? And just make a plea to God that, Lord, if you prosper me, I will support your work. And I'm not saying this because I want bread and butter. It's for your own sake. Can you challenge heavens to give you ideas? Because the people who have ideas are the ones who are leading the world. You've got to. If they have to think about you in December of 2018, what are they going to think about? If people mention your name, they will say, yes, I know him. About what? Not about gossip, but about this that he has done. You can make up your mind this year with God. He's the one who says we will soar as an eagle. Let me tell you, there's a difference between eagle and the chicken, is that it takes you to be near a chicken to see a chicken. But you don't have to be near an eagle to see an eagle. You don't have to be near it, you can see it fly high up. That's what we have to be. We've got to be the best in whatever we are doing. Diligence. Ask God to come to our lives. Because every vision is going to be tested. Every vision that you say you have is going to be tested. It's going to be tested for authenticity. It has to be proven that it is from God and that God is backing you up. Because if your vision is terminated by the challenges, it was never really from God. It's not that they are not going to have challenges. They're going to have challenges. You know, one of the things my nephew told me some years ago, when he shared his vision, he said, "Uncle, can you come and invest in this thing?" I said, because I'm looking at him, boy, can I invest in you? Didn't really believe in him. But I don't have to believe in him. He has to believe in himself. And that's what he has done. He believed in himself. The meager money that he had as a student was what he was using to do his business. Because many people always say, "Oh, my problem is I don't have money." I've said this over and over again. You don't need money. The first thing you need is what? Vision. Vision attracts money. That's what happens. Vision attracts money. When you have a vision, I talked about Uber the other day. The guy who did the Uber, I'm sure he didn't have so much money. All these people, when you go and read their biography, you find out that they don't really have anything they started with. But they had a clear vision. And that vision, they pursued it in spite of whatever the challenge is. Because for the authenticity of it is going to be challenged. But the challenge does not have to kill it. That's not what it does. It doesn't have to kill it. It's supposed to make you strong and make you overcome it. Nelson Mandela, he went to jail for his vision of seeing South Africa free. You might have to go through some pain for your vision, some challenges for your vision. But he stood his ground. He could have said, "I'm an attorney. Anyway, I've left Soweto. I'm not with the poor people again. I'm an attorney. I will go into Joburg, live in a good neighborhood and all." No. But for his vision of seeing South Africa, he was ready to go to jail for it. So your vision might stretch you at times, but because you know what it is, you are ready to die for it. True vision, when discovered, you are ready to die for it. Your vision will do one thing. It will choose your future. Your future, I mean, that's very simple. Your vision is going to choose your future. Vision will choose your close friends. That's what vision will do. I said that earlier on. It will choose who are the close people around you. Vision will choose where you go. Vision will choose what you buy. You know, when you have a clear vision of what you want to do with your life, you won't buy house, cars, and things that you can't afford because you know that you need this money. That's what they call an earnest money for your business. So you don't buy just anything. Your vision must guide what you buy. You must guide what you invest in. Your vision must choose your library, what you buy, what you read. There are a lot of magazines that you read that you don't need. Your vision will choose your energy in life. Because when you have a clear vision, you are going like a locomotive engine. Just going on, not stopping. Because why? You will choose your energy. Once you know where you are going, you wake up every day. I said this on the 34th. You don't wake up with easing. You wake up with excitement to go into the day. You're excited about your life. You're excited about your future. It gives you energy. You don't need any Red Bull. Your vision gives you an internal dynamo that is just generating power continuously for you. That's what your vision does for you. Your vision chooses your priorities in life. What do you prioritize? What are your priorities? That's what your vision does for you. It gives you priority in life. Like I said, it makes your life simpler. You know what to get into, what you shouldn't. Vision will choose your hobbies. Let your hobbies bring you to the place where your vision is expanded and challenged. The hobbies what you get, your recreation, let it also be in line with your vision. Let it be. If you know that you need to network with people, please go to where people are. Go to where people are. You might not like to play golf, but join golf. A lot of deals, I don't play golf. You understand? But go to, go and settle a lot of business. They settle them on golf courses. And I told you a story many years ago when I moved to where we live. We live on a golf course. And I was in my study one morning, and I saw people playing golf at 8, 9 a.m. in the morning. I said, are these people not working? Why are they playing golf? Then it dropped in my heart that some people are working so that they can play golf. So I made up my mind that I will play golf one day and people will be working. Let your hobbies. You know, growing up, I was a high school teacher for 5 years. And we closed at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And there is a place we used to go. Incidentally, that was where I met Oma. There's a place we go and we used to drink there. So she used to come and visit. That's where I saw her for the first time. She knows what I'm saying. So, I mean, she wasn't coming, she was coming to the house. But we were drinking outside. And at that time, she didn't even like me. She felt that I was a drunk. She never knew I was going to marry her. But that's something else. But anyway, because we closed at 2 o'clock, we gathered there. All of us were teachers. And some of us were not working. We gathered there. By 2 o'clock, we were playing Scrabble and we were drinking beer. And then we tried to solve the football issues of Nigeria, of Green Eagles. And then we talk about the politics and everything. We solved all the problems there. But I tell you this, one flew over the cuckoo's nest. I did. One day, my eyes opened that if I keep hanging out with these people, this one, I left the city. Years after I came back to the city, there were still remnants of the people there. I don't know where they are now. I see them not as a group, but individually. It's important that you have a clear vision. Because every time, and what I've said this several times, what instigated me was that every time I went to another city, and the guys we were in college together, I saw that they have moved on. And I was sitting there just drinking beer, chasing women, partying, and I thought I was living life. I decided that one will have to fly over the cuckoo's nest. I decided to fly out of it. Even when playing or fooling around, let it be with a purpose. Let it be with a purpose. Whether you're playing, whether you're fooling around, whatever you're doing, you're hanging out, let it be with a purpose, with your vision. Vision chooses your diet. You know, this is the beginning of the year. I know that, like they said the other day when we were doing Kahoot, that you find out that I was in there, I saw it somewhere anyway, that the number one thing, New Year resolution, no, it wasn't here, it was on television. The number one New Year resolution is about weight loss. Oh, I want to lose weight. Vision chooses your diet. So it doesn't have to be at the beginning of the year you make that. Because you know that if you keep eating the way you're going, you will not have the health to carry out your purpose. That's the thing. Your health will fail you to carry out your purpose. So because of your purpose and your vision, you make sure that you watch what you eat. And especially when those of us who have African background, you know, you cannot continue to eat the intestine of the cow. And high cholesterol or something. There's something Pastor Lumide said the other day to me. I never knew. He said, Pastor Ghandi, I can't remember what I was eating. I said, Pastor G, you shouldn't be eating this thing. I said, but this thing is sweet. He said, no. He said, stay away from anything that is organ. I said, what do you mean? He said, organs, liver, lungs, intestine. He said, because those things have high cholesterol. I mean, I listen to him. I still do it once in a while. But not the way I used to do it before, I used to eat all manners of organs. You understand? Because one way or the other, the organs are sweet, I don't know why, but, I remember my doctor said something also. He said, when you see a table set, he says the one that say, eat me, eat me, eat me. They're the ones I shouldn't eat. But the ones that are dull, like broccoli, cauliflower, green peas, carrot, he said those are the ones you should eat. I said that's why people don't eat them. They don't look attractive. Vision chooses your diet for you. Vision chooses how and what you invest your money in. What you invest your money in, your vision should choose it. So this year, you're just not investing in anything. So a good proposal does not make you say, I'm going to go for it. You've got to ask, is this in line with the vision for my life? What is this investment about? So you want to say, when you want to retire, in actual fact, there is hardly any investment I will make now that is not in line. Once it's not in line with what my vision is, I don't do it. Before I just invest in anything. Then I've learned a lot of lessons from that. Let it be how you want to see when you die. So go and do a life insurance. That's part of vision. When you retire, will I be able to get some money? Those are the investments you want to do. Instead of investing in things that will have no value, invest in things that will let your old age be better for you. Vision helps you to write your to-do list. Your to-do list. Every day, every week, every month, and every year. Vision chooses your attitude in life. If you know where you are going, you will know how to think. When you know where you're going, it helps you to know how to think. Vision chooses for you how to plan. How to plan. Vision chooses that for you. Vision chooses your lifestyle. And it chooses your life plan for you. Vision also dictates the value that you have. Like I said, vision gives life clarity, simplifies your life. Says, this is not in line with my vision and where I'm going. And so because of that, I am not investing, I'm not hanging out, I am not doing this, I am not doing that. Because you look at your life, where you are going, what you have seen your life to become. You said, this cannot be part of it. Like I said to us, I think on Wednesday, that when a rocket leaves the earth, takes off, it carries a whole lot of things. But because of the space where it's going, it cannot carry so many things. So it's got to shed some weight. Vision attracts resources. Like I said earlier on, the word provision means providing for vision. So when you don't have a vision, don't expect provision. So it's the vision you get first, and provision tags along with it. Vision always attracts resources. Those of us who get grants or do grants, somebody has to share their vision, what they want to do, or they have started it. So when they ask for grant, they give them the grant. Their grants are attached to a vision of what they want to do. That's what grants are attached to. You start to believe for resources that you don't have. One thing about vision is that it attracts resources. And then you start to believe for resources that you don't have. That's what happens. So when you have a vision, now it makes you to believe what you want and what you need to actualize that vision. Wise people choose their friend according to their vision. They choose their friends according to their vision. You know, there are different levels of friendship. There are acquaintances. Those who are supposed to be acquaintances, don't make them your friends. Leave them as acquaintances. Once you know where you want to go in life, it decides your company of friends. Your friends are very important to your vision. We must understand that. Your friends, very important. Because no one can make success by themselves. You need people to make success. You need people. You can't do it by yourself. So you need wonderful friendships. You need great friendships around you. Friends who can help you, who can speak into your life, who can advise you. Because God is going to use people. He's not going to rain money from heaven. He's going to use people. He's going to use your friends. He will use people who will connect you to your destiny. There are people. The Bible says a friend is closer than a brother. How do you know who a friend is? A friend is anyone who is willing and committed to help you to get to your destiny. That's how you do. Because since friendship affects a lot of things that we do, you must understand that does this person, is he willing and is he committed to help you to get to your destiny? If you want to be successful, you've got to stay away from failures. Ask, is this person successful in their own, or is he a failure? You know why? Because failures don't have a vision. Because you could say, but no, they have a vision. No. They never quit on their vision. If it's a vision that God has revealed to you, you don't quit. God showed Joseph what it was going to be like. He was lied upon, he went to prison, but he didn't stop him achieving his vision. It's important. Let me end with this. Jesus had gone to the house of Mary and Martha. And Martha had been all over the place, trying to satisfy Jesus, thinking that was the need of our Lord Jesus Christ. But that wasn't the need. What Jesus Christ wanted was for somebody to sit down and hear what he has to say. I want to challenge you this year. Don't be all over the place. It says that Mary has done one thing. That one thing that he has done is very important. Instead of you trying to do too many things this year, one of the strengths of the eagle is that it focuses. There's a focus. Because Jack of all trades is a master of none. Ask God, what is my purpose? Focus upon it this year. So you're not all over the place. Because at the end of the year, we always ask ourselves, how did the year go? What did the year, where did it go? Where did time go? Don't try to do many things. Do one thing. Listen. Many times, we are looking for the headlines. At times, we don't have to have the headlines to achieve our vision. There's a story also in the Bible of this lady who had this perfume. They said the perfume was just in a small jar, not any big thing. He broke that perfume for the Lord. There is something that Jesus Christ said in that passage. Very interesting. He said, wherever this gospel is preached, they will always talk about this woman. Listen, we don't even know the woman's name. People said it's Mary Magdalene or whatever. Your vision might not be an headline. It might look like nothing, because this is where people put themselves under stress and pressure. But the impact of it will outlive you. So most of the time, don't say, nobody knows. That woman had a vision of doing this for the Lord Jesus Christ. She went ahead and did it. And Jesus said this about it. Wherever this gospel is preached, that which this woman has done will be spoken about. I want to challenge us that this year, as we go on this year, have a clear vision. If God has not laid anything upon your heart, you come up with what your own vision is. And as you step out, God will do one thing for you. He will reveal his own for you. Don't let it be an ambition. Because when it's an ambition, it's about you and you alone. Let it be about, what can I do for mankind? That's what God will put his grace upon. What can I do to be of service? Look at all these people who are all these inventors. Think about them. Read about their stories. I like reading stories like that or listening to them on television. Go and look at them. They think of something greater than them. Not about themselves, what they're going to eat and all. No. Look at the great scientists. Michael Faraday. Go and look at the history of it. Go and look at the Wright brothers who did the aeroplane and all of those people. Go and read about them. It wasn't about them. Find a greater good that will be beneficial to mankind. Then you will suddenly find out that God's grace rests upon it. It's a year for us to soar. But who is God going to put wind under their wings? Are those people who are going to do for a greater good of people, whose action will touch people's life and make people's life better. People, I said part of this on Wednesday, I believe. People always talk, we talk about unbelievers who are blessed. But one thing you have to give to them is that the guy, the Microsoft guy, was Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. Bill Gates, you think about it. Why is he the richest man? He looked at the computer, major mainframe and all of those things. And he said, we could put this on everybody's table in their homes. The convenience of that is greater than him. We are wondering why God helped him. Why wouldn't God help that kind of thinking? Because what he was trying to do was going to benefit mankind. So God's grace resting upon it, it's not rocket science. Because it was a benefit. It was beneficial for mankind. Apple decided that we have Nokia, we had Ericsson, we have BlackBerry, we had all of those things. The guy says, you know what? We can do something that will benefit the people. On this iPhone, people can have their music, they can have different apps, they can have access to this, and it will make life more convenient for people. We wonder why God's grace rests upon it. But we believers, you think about our prayer. Jesus Christ said something. He said, don't say what we want to eat, what we want to wear, where we want to live. He said, this is what Gentiles ask for. Why don't you ask for something of a greater good? The access to computer has made the gospel easy. People can listen to the message on their Samsung. They can listen and different apps on Samsung that has made life very easy. This year, I'm believing that your vision will be greater than you. it's not a year of just an ambition. It's a year of vision where you are saying, what God you are going to use me for will be greater than me. It's not going to be about me. It's going to be about mankind. It's going to be about your kingdom. I'm going to make things easy for you and your kingdom. I keep talking about Uber because for me it's one of the amazing things. I know there are so many other ones. And why I've said why it's amazing is that somebody did not buy one single car, but then he has cars all over the place and he controls you. You buy your car, you submit your car to him, and then he dictates how you are going to. It's just amazing. You understand? And then they sit down in one place and they happen, But don't get lost in what I'm trying to say. That what he did made life convenient for people. I used to, I go to London a lot. And when I'm in London, I stay away from black cab because it's expensive. But I do Uber so well and it's so cheap. And I'm wondering, God bless this man for making this. And then I get out of the taxi, I don't have to pay. Just the convenience that those people have given to mankind. Why wouldn't God? And it doesn't have to be a believer. Because this is what mistake we make. Because when that thing is a greater good for mankind, God's grace is easy to rest upon it. Because it will benefit. Don't forget the Bible says that he puts rain and sunshine upon believers and unbelievers. It's the same principle. So this year, those are the kind of things. And don't let obstacles and challenges, because the authenticity of it is going to be challenged. It's going to be challenged. So whatever you want to do this year, don't think about what's it called, about the challenges. Think about this is for a greater good. And I'm ready like Nelson Mandela. I'm ready. I'm ready to pay the price for it. And then you can see. So Nelson Mandela paid the price. He became the prime minister or the president of the country. He got to the pinnacle. But it was not about him. He forsook his wife, his children, and we are amazed. I don't know whether this story is true, but somebody told me that Nelson Mandela, I think I told this story before, Nelson Mandela called Buckingham Palace and somebody picked up the phone and he says, can I speak to Elizabeth? And they said to him, hold on. And the Queen came on the phone. I mean, who calls the Queen Elizabeth? But Nelson Mandela, they said he called him. He called her, I want to speak to Lizzie. Lizzie came on the phone. Lizzie came. But you'll get this later. A black man calling the Queen of the Commonwealth, by her first name. In natural fact, you'll get that one later. But listen, he thought not about himself. He thought about a greater good, about seeing South Africa free. What is your own vision? Your vision, you want to buy a car, buy a house? That's not the vision we're talking about. Of something greater than you. And in it, God then what blesses you. That is the thing. God does what blesses you. Go and read about McDonald's. Go and read about Kentucky Fried Chicken and all of those things. These are things they started like a small thing. But see what God did for them when he thought about a greater good. This year, let your vision be of greater good. If your vision is not about greater good, I want you to know it's your ambition. That's not a God-given vision. If God gives you a vision, it's for a greater good. I want us to meditate upon that which we have said. Make adjustment this year. Make adjustments this year. Ask God, those of us who says, I don't have a vision. He's the one who gives liberally to anyone who asks. Ask him, and God will. Where you are walking, you have walked there for years. There is a purpose. Let him open your eyes to what you have not seen before. Let him open your eyes to what you've not seen before. The things that you have ignored before, let God open your eyes to it. The things that you have walked past before, let God open your eyes to it. It's the year of the eagle. The strength of the eagle is his vision. sees things from afar, focuses upon it, and goes for it. And goes for it. And goes for it. Ask God. God is looking for us. He's looking for you to give you all of these ideas. He wants to. He wants to give you ideas. And please, those of us who are old, don't say I'm too old. Nobody's too old. God just wants to start with you. You're not here by accident. You're here by design. Don't live your life just anyhow. God wants to use you. God wants to use you. Don't say, I'm not yet married. I don't have a child. All the things that the devil lies to us and limits you from flying. Limits you from soaring. All of those things do not matter. One of the richest black women in this country is not officially married. That didn't stop her getting to the top. Those are the lies of the devil. Doesn't have any known child, but doesn't matter. She's at the pinnacle of her career. You can also get to the pinnacle. Don't look at your demerits, because that's what the devil does. He says, you are this, you are that, but you've not achieved this. No, 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 no. Those are the standards of men. They are not the standard of God. As we go this year, I want you to speak to the Lord. Ask God to open your eyes. Revelation. Reveal things to you. See things the way you've never seen it. That's it. Ideas. They say ideas rule the world. That's what they say. Ideas rule the world. Be one of the people who have the ideas to rule the world. These ideas. When God gives you a vision, provision follows. Don't let the devil say, where is this going to come from? That's where you need faith. That's where faith comes in. Faith comes in when you don't have. When you have, you don't need faith. And the just shall live by faith. That's how we will live. We will live by faith. That business that you are in, let God open your eyes for a greater good. That place where you're working, let God give you. Open your eyes, give you ideas. Bounce your ideas with people. Bounce it with people. What looks like nothing, bounce it with people. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. A lot of the things that are ruling the world today, a lot of the things in the stock market and everything, when you read about it, it doesn't make sense. If they have run most of those things by me, I would have said it won't work. But we can see how they have worked. Let 2018, let it be different for you, please. Revelation. That's it. I like the theme of our prayer retreat. New beginnings. Doesn't matter. God can start with you. He can start with you. Father, Lord, today, once again, we thank you. You've told us to share this word with them. Lord, I believe you open our eyes of understanding. To understand. To see a greater purpose in our lives. Let's not live like chicken. Just tilling the ground and scratching the ground. Let us soar. That's where we want to be. We are eagles. Lift us to where we belong, Lord. That's where we belong. Like the song says, I am tired of the ground. Lord, lift me up. I pray in the mighty name of Jesus that the utterance of today will make a change in the lives of the people. People will see things, opportunities that they have passed, the things that they have ignored, that all of a sudden their eyes will be opened. And Lord, let them see. Let them see themselves how you've seen them and how you see them. In this place, Heavenly Father, there are ideas. In this place, Lord, there are things that you will share with your people. That when they think about them this year, they will think about them for greatness. That's our portion, Lord. That's our portion. all over this place. I don't know if you're here today. The first step is to accept Jesus as your Lord and your Savior. If you have not done that, you have not even started because you don't have that relationship with Him. Are you here today? You want to accept Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior? Can you show by raising up your hand? I want to pray with you. Many of us did this before. Maybe you're in the balcony. You want to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. I would love to pray with you. The rest of us, let our hearts be open. Don't let it be just another message. Don't let it be just another message. Let it challenge you to where you belong. Whatever you are doing, your hobbies, you will be surprised that your hobbies might be your breakthrough. Your hobbies might be your breakthrough. The things that are insignificant to you can make you. I want to believe that all of us here, we are saved. We have accepted Jesus as our Lord and Savior. Father, Lord, once again today we thank you. The ones that are mine, let them forget. The ones that are yours, let it ring in their spirit. Let them make the best of it, Lord. Lord, I thank you. You have been good to us. We have come this far by you. Help us, Lord. In Jesus' mighty name.